Right, I've just come onto Lake 4, just having a look around on the stalking bank, and I found a couple. There's one just down there. Don't know. He's just here. Don't know if you can see him. If he came over here, you'd probably see it in this dark bit. Probably upper double, low 20 maybe. There's another one as well, which is a bit smaller. He's just sort of sat there fanning his gills. He might possibly have just been feeding underneath the tree, I think. Looks reasonably wide across the back. Yeah, I reckon looking at his proportions, he probably is £20 plus. I know one of the fish I've seen, but a lot bigger than that. But just looking around this snag here, it is quite a new snag, I think. I don't actually know how long it's been here, but I know it's quite fresh. I mean, if you look at how it's been turned up, it's not weathered much, so it's come down at some point this year, I think. The fish seem to like it, obviously. I've seen the old one ghosting underneath this tree. I don't know if I can get a look under there. He's happy there, he knows he's nice and safe. I've seen nothing come this side. I think last time there was the odd fish out in the branches. Just roll up on the surface, just catching the heat ready of the sun. And there were two off the end of here, but I can't see out there now because of the way the sun's changed. But that last time, that was not this time. I can't see out there today. I've seen two fish in here, and I did see one fish up the other end. The deeper end up under the trees, but I fished that last time. Last time I fished, well, not last time I fished there, but the last season. A couple of seasons ago, anyway. Yeah, a couple of seasons ago after pre-baiting, and I only had 3 fish in 3 days. So pre-baited over about 4 or 5 weeks. Someone else was doing the same, not far from where I was doing it, so that probably didn't help. You see him yet? Yeah, he's just there. You can just about see him. There he is. It's quite hard to tell the size on him. Right, what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to go put some bait on that area from last time. And I might put one out there, and I might put one in front of this tree. Maybe I'll spread the bait along more, because they're definitely up under that tree. I'll have a quick look up in the snags up the other end. Right, morning. Having to crouch in the doorway just because the brolly is creating such a shadow. I can't see anything on the camera. Right, it's 6:30. I haven't had anything in the night. I had one quite big liner on the left rod this morning, pulled a hanger up and then dropped back, and I've seen 2 good shows since I've been up. I woke up about 5. Got a feeling, I think that was because of the liner, and then nodded back off again. But I had my alarm set for 6 because at the moment it's light about 6ish. And then I've just been sort of looking. I was in the bag for sort of 5-10 minutes, just looking, and then yeah, and then I sort of got out in that. The first fish I saw pretty much just head and shouldered about midway. This is about the middle of the lake. I assume it's over the deeper water. I did put a few baits short of the hook baits as well, sort of not too many, but just to get the fish looking around. And the second fish, well, the first fish I said was probably a double. It was definitely a mirror. The second fish was definitely better. It really moved the water when it come out, but I think it came out a lot more. The first one just head and shoulder, whereas the second one properly boshed out. Turned up some bubbles and that. Obviously it must have gone back down. Having a look, so I'm feeling quite confident at the moment. I think there's definitely fish on the area looking around. That's my view this morning. How about that? All still in place, eh? So it's the same swim as last week, but yeah, I've got a bad feeling someone might have fished from the spot over the other side. Over here there's a gap, and before I'd gone down there, no one had been in it. No one had walked through, because if they had, they would have flattened it all down. Obviously, I need to get some bait out, so I wanted to be quite accurate last week, and I used the marker float as well, just to find the edge of the weed. And it worked because I had the fish, but I got a feeling it might have given away the fact that I'd maybe been fishing in the area or something, because that definitely looked flattened down a lot more than it was any other time. So I don't know whether someone's actually been over there and sat in there with a rod, fished it from that side, which is what I thought of doing. If I was doing a day, I thought of fishing it from that side. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's the third show now. I've just seen there's a bubbler. So now obviously fish just come up over here. There's a bubbler just over here. I don't know if you can see it very well. It might be that there actually on the screen. Obviously my rod's a third they're over. They're about 3/4 of the way over. I'm starting to feel confident now. I was quite confident anyway, to be honest, just because there were fish in the area yesterday and I put that bait in and had one the other week, so it makes sense to try again. Excellent. Well, as you saw, got one. Didn't manage to get it all on camera because I was actually stood by the rod at the time, watching the water, and there's been so many fish rolling down here. I can't believe how many fish have been down here. To be fair, I was surprised I hadn't had a bite anyway. I'm gonna sort him out now and get that rod back out there, because I know I've got a rod out there to the left of the area, but I want to get it back on the spot really, because obviously it's just produced a bite and I've still got quite a bit of time, so I can nick another one if it hasn't spooked the spot. I'm gonna quickly fire a few more baits out. Has obviously been looking around the area, so I'm going to get a few more baits out and sort the fish out and get some photos and get a bit of video. Cool. Well, you can see this. How about that for a hook hold? An inch back. On the scales it's gone £24 bang on. I haven't deducted the weight of the slinging out yet, so I don't know exactly. It might be just below. But it's a stunning fish. I couldn't believe how big it was, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a double. And there you go. Look at that. Proper little warrior. Look at the colours of that. so heavy in the middle. Either, don't know what it is, but carrying a lot of weight in the middle. Not fish. Couldn't be happier than that, could you? Didn't think I was going to catch a 20 today, that's for sure, because I didn't see. I saw a couple of the better ones, but I obviously only had that little common last time. What a fish! got a little bit of damage on this other side. Got a lot of markings on them, a lot of scars and knocks. Not sure what this is, but it's got something on his head. He seems pretty healthy, but that's a little bit concerning that he's got funny little marks on his head. Lovely colours. Good happening. That was a nice way to start off my autumn fishing on here. Nice little dumpy fish. Look at that. And guess what? I'm the only one on here. Can't get better than that, can it? Right, gonna get her back. I'm really happy with her. Try and get another. Right then, time is 8 minutes past 8, which is good because I didn't have to fish till about 9:30. I think it was last week. I'm chuffed with that. It was my first 20 out in the lake as well, so I'm kind of smiling when I talk about it, to be honest. I know it's not big as a carp go, but getting your first fish out of a lake, you know, is your first step, and then getting your first 20 is usually the next one. So I'm happy with that. Now my target is going to be that bigger fish that I've seen. I've not seen it. I think I might have seen it last week. But I'm not 100%. It was a few seasons ago, obviously, when I fished it for the first time, and I haven't really bothered looking since. So there were so many fish showing over the area. I was really, wow, I was so confident. It was crazy, to be honest. Like the amount of fish rolling. At the time, I was playing around with the sawn off scope, and I had a little bit of free line bread, and there's so many bubblers coming up, I just couldn't resist, to be honest. So I was sort of slow sinking some free line bread on top of some of the bubblers that were within range, and just seeing if anything would suck that in, but unfortunately they didn't. But just as I leant it against the side of the brolly, went back and looked out to see what was going on, and right and rod just pulled up tight. So that was good. But I think that was on a white one again. I remember I put a pink. I washed out like a pink one and a white one. I think that's what they call them, because they're both labelled with the krill. And I just sort of trimmed them down a little bit. I thought what I prefer to do is, instead of putting extra putty on the on the chod, I prefer to just trim the bait down so that it just sinks under the. You can then sort of trim a little bit off here and there to counteract the weight, so that it just drops nice and softly. I prefer to do that because it breaks up the shape of the hook bait, as opposed to it just being a standard sort of 15-16mm sort of round bait. You can change the shape, or you can change it as you want. You know, you can make it whatever shape you fancy, really. I tend to make mine kind of like apple core, sort of dumbbell kind of shaped, just because when I fish short sessions like this, I tend to use a bait screw instead of like a ring or a flexi swivel, like a mini swivel on the D, as I just find it gives it so much better movement. It saves you so much time messing around tying baits on and stuff like that. I mean, to be fair, I suppose I tend to use the burning method, which is basically use a bit of floss, put it through the bait, and then just burn the end of it instead of using a stop. So I haven't got to mess around tying it or anything like that. I've been using that for quite a while actually. I used to use it with plastic, because it used to stick to the, when you burnt it, it stick to the plastic, so there's no way it's coming off. It used to be better than having a hair. And on lakes where you have crayfish and things like that, they can't pull the hair off then. They can't pull the bait stop off, sorry, so they can get the bait. So they oh yeah, I've been doing it for a while, but I've noticed it's become quite a popular sort of way of doing it now. Just saves so much time. But anyway, yeah, it was £21.11 I think it was. I went 24 bang on, and I just deducted the sling and £21.11. I was shocked actually when I was playing it out. I was playing it, and it was, well, it was, when I picked the rod up, it cut to the left, whereas the fish I had last week cut to the right, and it was cutting to the left, and I suddenly remembered when the sun was out last week, there was a log, a sunken sort of tree branch in the water out to the left, and I was thinking, oh crap, bet he's going to cut across that. So I tend to play my fish quite low. I find it's a bit like the match style. It tends to bring them into your bank quicker, and then you can play them under your rod tip where you can see what they're doing more. Yeah, I was playing it low, and then I thought about that tree branch. I thought, better get the rod up high. So I lifted the rod up high and managed to steer him away from it. But he fought in the margins. Oh, I just had a line on the right rod there. Why is that? Oh, it's the wind's blowing all the damp off the trees. Sounds like it's raining. Yeah, I just had a little something just picked up on the line then on the right hand rod again. So might still be fish out there. Right, just got myself a duck. There's one good thing about it, which is it shows the bait's presented well. They actually picked up both foot baits, so at least the baits are presented alright. Luckily they dropped one of them, but they picked up the other again, and he managed to actually nail himself. So they never learn, that's the problem. But he spooked him off the area because I actually had to bring him into the bank and net him, let him calm down a bit, and then luckily the hook actually slipped out in the net as I took the pressure off and put him in the neck. The hook actually managed to drop out, which is alright. I let him calm down a bit. Could have took a little photo of him because he was they are nice. I do like general wildlife, and it's funny, but when you see the birds and that up close, you do look at them in a different light. But it's all part of fishing, isn't it? I mean, they're part of the environment as well. So I mean, they're happy to eat the food because it's easy meals and that for them. So if they can see it, they pick it up. I did bring a loaf of bread with me actually to use for stalking. So what I've been doing when I've been baiting up is actually firing a loaf of bread, breaking it up and firing a loaf of bread with a catapult down to my right, so they all move down there so that I can get a few out. But there's obviously still a bit of bait out there, so they're diving on it. So I imagine the fish aren't on it now. I think what I'm going to do is probably just have a drink and that. I just got my bag up together. Just thought I still got that light on. Yeah, I got most of my bag up together, so I'm going to take the brolly down and chuck everything on the barrow. And once that's done, I'll do it steadily. I'm not in a massive rush. I haven't got well, I want to go climbing later on if I can, or to the gym, either or. I prefer to go climbing because that's interesting. Right rod has just pulled tight a little bit and dropped back, and there's no birds out there now, so there could actually be some fish out there. Actually the sun's coming out now. And again, instead of looking at me, just a second, turn it round. And you meant to swim for a bit. See if it does it again. But yeah, a couple of ducks are creeping back in. Hopefully that bird went injured, and he seemed to go off alright. So I don't think he was, I think he was just a bit freaked out, that was all. So anyway, oh yes! for that, I said it twitched, didn't I? I just unhooked the duck, picked up the right hand rod, checked it all over, it was all okay, put it back out on the spot. I was literally just doing a video saying I think that might have spooked the fish. I saw a little twitch from my right hand rod, must have only been out there 5 minutes at the most. Literally a couple of seconds, well, about 30 seconds, a minute later, right hand rod peeled off, and I got a feeling this is either another 20 or very close to, literally just under. It's another lovely fish. This one's a bit angry as well. But the proportions of this fish, absolutely spot on. It's a stunning creature. Oh. Alright. And there he is. Look at that. What a fish. Absolutely stunning. It's got some nice scales on this outside. What morning. Real chuff with that. Didn't think I'd get a brace of fish like that. I thought I was going to end up with another little common. Funny enough, I haven't seen the commons. I only saw a couple of nice mirrors, and I'm wondering whether these two are the mirrors I saw. So I estimated them about that size. So turn them around a minute. Back's aching a bit. Absolutely spotless as well, no marks in the mouth, no damage or anything. Stunning fish. Such nice condition. This condition is impeccable compared to the last one. Just look at that. Can't be happier already, can I? A stonker. Right. Once again, on a krill white one. Right, let's get her back in the room. Absolutely chuffed. Right then, it's 12:35. I had that second fish about, well, I had a bite about 10 past 11 I think. I got a little bit of footage on the GoPro when I put it back, so be cool to see if that turns out alright. Anyway, I've moved the right rod now just for the just till the end of the session, because it was originally the left rod and it had nothing on it. Also, I've got a feeling the way I set it up, it could possibly not have been fishing properly, although it did get picked up by a bird, so it could just be the fact that the bird had managed to tangle it up. Usually when they pick the baits up, they actually end up sitting better, a bit like having a bait boat really. But there was no bait on there, so I assume it had actually managed to pull it off. So it's just as well I brought it in, repositioned it, because it was basically not doing anything. So I've moved it to the right. Yesterday I put a few baits out towards the tree line to my right, as that is where during the day the fish seem to be passing under. So that's pretty much just slacking off. Might be the wind. Yes, I've moved the right to the bite rod to the gap. But out there I started twitching. Hang on a minute, last time this happened I had that of a fish, but that left rod's just twitched a few times. I got like a semi-slack line. Well, I say semi-slack, I suppose it is a slack line really. But because I don't have it like some people where they have it so it's limp from the rod top, I think that's just ridiculous. I have it so there's just enough slack for the rig to sit properly, but tight enough so that the bite indication isn't delayed too much. Anyway, yeah, I've moved the right rod, like I said, now about 3 times. Out to that gap. I'd put a few baits out there yesterday evening, so I was going to put 1 rod out there, but I decided to put 2 rods across to the productive area. And because they seem to hold up there in the daytime, underneath that tree, I thought I might as well flick one out there, seeing as it had been doing nothing out on that area. It hadn't produced a bite. I thought I'd flick out there, because some of the good fish seem to be cruising around the back of that tree, so I thought for the last bit of the session and that, I might as well have it out there. Could end up producing another nice fish. But anyway, I mean, just if you had 3 rods, you could have 1 or 2 on the area that's been productive so far. You could have 1 in that gap, or you could just fish 1 rod to the area that's been productive, fish 1 slightly more in the middle, where it's where it drops deeper a little bit, and then obviously have 1 out to the right to that gap, or out towards that area somewhere. So I mean, the end of the month, well, starting next month, I've only got, well, it'll be 2 weeks now I suppose. I'll be able to use a 3rd one, so that'll be quite handy. But some of these swims, it can be a bit of a hindrance because of the way that they are. You can have too many lines in the way. But as it goes into here, it does help sometimes having that extra rod.